right. Ode on Satan's Power. At a local bistro's Christmas sing-along, the New Age pianist leads us in a pan-cultural brew of seasonal songs, the Ramadan chant being my personal favorite, though the Kwanzaa lullaby and the Hanukkah round are very interesting. Let's face it, most of us are here for the carols we set to memory in childhood, though some lyrics have been changed, so when we sing God Rest You Merry Gentlemen, we're transformed into a room of slightly tipsy, middle-class, gentle ones who are longing to be saved from the hopelessness instead of Satan's power when we were gone astray. But I, for one, sing out Satan's power, as do most of the gentle ones, women and men, something I find myself pondering a few days later when my profoundly worried nephew Henry and I embark on our annual blitzkrieg of baking, punctuated by Henry's high-speed philosophical questioning such as, where do we go when we die? Pressing my collection of cookie cutters, tree snowflake Santas into fragrant ginger dough, I want to say, who cares? Carpe diem, Buster. Though, of course, I'm way too scarred by pop psychology to utter half the nutty things that pop up in like weeds in the 18th century garden of my brain. 8-year-olds need their questions answered, I suppose, but not by me. Let's watch some TV, I say, an instrument of Satan, if ever there was one, bullets on. Steve McQueen in his prime, I love this movie, equal waves of sorrow and carnage washed up on a hokey late 60s beach of masculine cool. McQueen is Bullet, and Jacqueline Bissette's his girl. Henry and I start watching during the scene where she's driving Bullet around, because if I remember correctly, he's totaled not just one but several cars in at least as many now famous chases. Jackie drops Bullet at a hotel where he finds a girl newly dead, throat circled with purple fingerprints like grape jam stains. What happened to her, Henry asks, frowning, and I think, oh shit, this is not an officially approved nephew-aunt Christmas activity. If I don't make a big deal of it, maybe he won't tell his mother. Someone strangled her, I said. What strangled, he asked. And I see my sister has chosen not to threaten her child as our own dear mother routinely threatened us. Driven crazy, she browbeat us with strangulation, being slapped silly, public humiliation, murder, and eternal damnation. Perhaps because Henry's her only child, my sister can afford to be gentler with her son. Or maybe it's because 2 months before he was born, she almost lost him, ending up in the hospital, hooked to machines, ordered to bed for the final wrenching weeks. Maybe that's the reason why the story of the Christ child speaks to us. All parents wonder how the world will treat their tender babes. Like Lorca, will he become a great poet then end up in a mass grave? Only German philosophers think more about death than Henry Gwen. Why did he strangle her, he asked, face formidable as Hegel's. Satan's power, I want to scream. But mumble, it's just a movie, not real. Steve McQueen's dodging a plane, and I remember reading that he did his own stunts, which I tell Henry, but he's still in that hotel room. If she was alive, how did she get her eyes to roll back in her head like that? I'm thinking of pornography, snuff movies, all the things I never wanted to see or even know about in this tawdry world. Honey, it's a major motion picture. Even in a small part, the actress has to be great. He nods and takes a bite off Santa's head. She was a pretty good actress. You bet your booty. And I realize out of the blue, Santa is an anagram for Satan. No way am I going to explain anagrams or Satan, though how wonderful to have such a nemesis, a fallen archangel, one of heaven's brightest stars in a battle with Jehovah for our souls, rather than the calendar's increasing speed like a roller coaster run amok through a fun park of lost dreams, lost landscapes, and children growing up faster than we thought possible in the last terrible days before their birth.